Good afternoon. We're in the test kitchen with Pesto, and we are making some good stuff today. How are you?
Mike, I'm great. How are you?
Good. This recipe idea really helps me.
How's it help?
Because, and you know, you have kids.
I have two, and one more on the way in September.
The kids get home 3:30, 4 o'clock-ish.
And it's like they've never eaten before.
Yeah, they're famished. Then you know you got to get them to practice by 6 o'clock. So you're back timing. Okay, we got to leave at 5:45, which means they got to get ready at 5:20.
You got to load
which
up
means
the family
I have
truckster.
an hour and 15 minutes to come up with something fast to eat that's relatively good for them and get them going, and not too much so they can get to practice.
I know. I think I got some ideas that can help all of us, whether it's you and your family, myself, my family, my daughters. You know, Gina's having a baby. Amy's got 2 kids and a stepdaughter. Mm-hmm. So we got a lot going on in September. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to roast a couple chickens for the week, and we're going to take those and we're going to turn them into 4 different meals. So we're going to meal prep for the week, plus we have a couple of great snacks.
I think that's a great idea.
We're going to start with great chicken.
All right, so and there's a couple of different ways you can go, but explain this one first.
So the healthiest way, the way you want to go for your kids, if you can financially afford it, is my friends Steve and Melanie Montgomery at Lamppost Farms. They have these happy chickens.
Where is Lamppost Farms?
North Lima.
Okay.
Right out in North Lima.
Very
so
good.
they're right out there. You know, you go down and you can take a tour of the farm. You can see the chickens running around in the coops.
Can you pick the one you want?
I think. Well, I don't know if it goes. It's not like the
Red
lobster
Lobster.
tank.
Yeah,
It's not like the lobster tank. So, but no growth hormones. No antibiotics, happy free-range chickens for real. Okay, they're not stacked in cages on top of each other, doing things that nobody wants to go through. All right. So
how many pounds is this?
This is about a 3-pound bird. Okay. So you can also do another way. You know, if you don't want to do this step, you can go to your local grocer or your family club and get those rotisserie chickens between $5 and $6, and you can easily use that just the same as you're doing here. This is just a little bit more. You're controlling the quality of that bird. So, just like anything, salt, pepper, and olive oil make everything taste better. We're going to take some olive oil, some good extra virgin olive oil.
This is how we roast a chicken.
This is how we roast the chicken. We're going to put it on a rack. We're going to have a preheated oven at 375 degrees. Season it nicely with salt, some black pepper. We're going to take that bird. We're going to put it in the oven right now. Excuse me for a second, Mike.
Now, I've heard that if you put extra salt and pepper on there, that's a good idea because a lot of it falls off.
It does. It does during the roasting process. And now, just through the magic of television, we happen to have a happy chicken just came out. So nice, crispy, the skin's nice and cooked, golden brown.
How long did that take?
That took about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on your oven at home. Okay. So we have that done. Now, once that cools down, you can break that chicken into pieces and parts. So what you have here is, you have the breasts that came off right here. If you can see that right there, the breast came off just like that.
Just slice those off.
Just slice those off. And then you have the leg and thigh that was right back here. So you have your legs, your thighs, and your wings. All right, so one thing we can do is, we're gonna make a stock. So if you put that pan right there, Mike, we're gonna take this chicken carcass, we're gonna take the wings, put that mirepoix, which is celery, onions, and carrots, right over top.
Just dump it?
Just dump it.
Now, you were saying that a lot of kids don't really care for the dark meat.
They don't.
But it's the most flavorful part, right?
So we're going to hide that in a couple dishes. We're going to put that in a pot pie.
And we already put a lot of it in here.
And we did. We did as well.
Okay.
So we're going to use the breast for a couple applications. We're going to use the legs and thighs. The dark meat's going to go into a pot pie. If you just want to pour that water over the top, Mike.
Okay.
And you can take this is going to be a broth, because a broth has meat and bones, and just not bones. So you're going to take this and simmer it for about an hour and a half on the stove, bring it to a boil, turn it down to a simmer, season it, salt, pepper, you have a great chicken broth. You can keep that in the freezer for when the kids are sick, and you can make a quick chicken soup or whatever you want to do. So this isn't
the soup.
That is not the soup. That is just making the broth.
Chicken stock or a broth. Okay,
exactly. So now we have this beautiful breast meat. We're going to use this breast meat in the salad. We're just going to pull it apart. You don't have to cut it. You can just pull it into strips just like this and tears apart. And look at how gorgeous that white meat is. Just really, really flavorful, juicy, tender, pulls apart really easily. That's going to make a great chicken salad. And the other thing you can do is you can take the skins and put it right in there, because that skin has a lot of fat and collagen with the bones, and it's going to make a great flavor for your stock. Yeah. So we just pull this apart, and we're going to do the same thing to the legs, but again, we're going to hide those legs so the kids can't see them.
We're putting it in here? We're just sliding underneath so they can't see?
We're going to slide it so they can't see.
All right.
And when we come back, we can make a couple great dishes. We're going to make a pot pot pie.
Okay.
We're gonna make chicken mac and cheese.
Okay.
And we're gonna make chicken noodle soup. So we got a lot going on with this chicken.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah,
right?
and again, so you pull the meat off the legs, and then you just take those leg bones and throw it in your stock.
And all that stuff kind of marries together.
That all marries together, and it's going to be real happy. And your kitchen in your house is going to smell like grandma was in the kitchen cooking for you. So that's great stuff, isn't it?
That sounds good. All right, so you keep working on that. When
All
we
right.
come back, like you said, we're going to put this, we're going to implement it, make it into 3 or 4 different dishes that are super fast
Super
for the
fast,
kids.
super easy. And the great thing is, if you do this on Sunday night, mom and dad have it really easy the rest of the week.
Perfect. All right, Pesto's Test Kitchen, round 1. Round 2 is coming up in just a little while. All right, back here in the Test Kitchen with Pesto, and we have our stuff from before. We showed you how to do the chicken and cook it and make it all
everything
good
like
and
that.
happy, like you like to say. And now we're going to implement it a little bit.
We're
right?
gonna make some chicken soup.
Okay.
Because kids love chicken soup.
That
Chicken
sounds
noodle
good.
soup especially. I'm gonna make chicken pot pie, family favorite. You can have these pre-done, pull them out of the freezer if you want to freeze them, let them thaw overnight, or keep them in your fridge and just put them in the oven 375 for
sounds
about
good.
30 minutes and they'll be ready to go.
All right, very good. What should we do first?
I'm gonna take some, again, some great olive oil. I'm gonna pour it in my pan as you are gonna do with yours.
All right,
I'm gonna do the pot pie. You're gonna do the soup. So I'm gonna add some onions.
Well, I'll add some onions then.
Some celery, because pot pie, you need all those great vegetables. Because the great thing about pot pie or chicken noodle soup, that smell, that flavor, you know, in the wintertime especially, when everybody is sick, they always say, I love chicken soup.
Yeah.
So with the celery, onions, and carrots, that's called mirepoix in French. So we're gonna take a pinch of salt, because the salt releases all of the waters from that. And we're just gonna saute that lightly until the onions go translucent or opaque so you can see through them.
Okay.
And then we're gonna add some fresh corn, some Molnar corn for that pot pie, because I hear some kids, maybe some adults, don't like peas. Could be wrong, could be right.
If the pea was wiped off the planet right now, nobody would even know.
Okay.
Nobody
so
would know.
We're going to add some sweet corn in honor of you,
that's
Mike.
different.
And
That's
in
different.
honor of my stepdaughter, Bentley, because she does not like the peas
And
as
how old
well.
is
She is 8 years old, precocious 8
That makes
years
sense.
old.
That makes
All right, so we're going to have that. We're going to add some butter, because the butter is going to serve as part of the thickening agent in this pot pie.
Okay.
So we're going to add that. We're going to add that roasted chicken thigh, because this way we can hide it from the kids. They don't know it's in there, but it tastes great. Put the chicken thigh in there. We're going to let that all saute down together. We're going to add a little bit of flour. We're going to stir this all together. And then that great, amazing, beautiful stock, we're going to pour it over the top. And when we come back, that is going to be all nice, thick, and happy. And it's going to look like this, Mike.
All right.
So we have that thickened pot pie filling right here, which is fantastic.
Let me finish my soup. I'll get this
Yeah.
out of the way and you can make a couple pot pies. How about
So
that?
you're finishing.
So I did these and I didn't do
Let's go ahead and
these.
add your chicken.
Okay. Oh, now we're going. Look.
And you know what we're going to do, because kids need those antioxidants. They do need some green vegetables. I pre-blanched off some kale, high in antioxidants.
Kale.
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 Okay, you can use spinach. You
They'll
can use
never know.
escarole.
They'll never know.
Yes.
We're smarter than kids.
Yeah.
We're fooling them. It's cool.
That's
totally
it.
cool.
So,
All right, is that enough?
Yeah. Now
Seems
go
like
ahead and pour your
Jesus.
stock over the top.
Too much. Too much.
That's
kale.
okay.
Even
Pour
a
your
kid
stock
wouldn't be
over the
fooled by
top.
that.
Now we're going to go. Now I'm going to assemble the pot pies.
Okay.
So we have that beautiful filling. You can see how it thickened up real nice, and you got that great gravy in there. You got all that
This out of the
chicken
way.
thigh, sweet corn from Molnar Farms. You got the Lamppost Farms chicken in there. So we're just going to fill those up right now. And the great thing about these, Mike, is you can prep these ahead of time. They can either go into your fridge or your freezer. We're going to take, and you know what? I went and bought out some pre-done dough.
What?
You can buy
Wait,
this.
you didn't make your own dough?
I didn't. This is because we're trying to do this
Are you all right?
for the moms and dads that don't have a lot of time. I know. I didn't make my own dough. You can also use Bisquick on top of this, which is great as well, because it makes that flaky biscuit on top. But these are just quick rolls that you buy in that little sleeve. You put the dough over the top just like that. We're
Like
going
a
to
little
bake
hat,
these.
a little bottle cap.
Exactly. And from what I understand, you're not a big fan of traditional dough, but you like this idea.
This is great.
Yeah, so perfect.
It's a biscuit.
And then we're just going to take some egg yolk, go over the top of that, and we're going to bake these again, 375 for about 25 minutes, and they're going to be golden brown. And when we come back, we're going to take a look at those. We're going to take a look at the soup.
Well, that's good. All right, let's take a little break and we'll show you the finished product and a cool snack for the kids after school. After this. And we are back. And before we show you the finished product, we wanted to do something like a snack. Like something
Right.
when kids come home and they get, or in for breakfast.
They're ravenous when they get off the
Yes,
bus.
and this is going to be perfect for them, and it's fresh and it's fun and it's different.
They can take this little snack and they can put it in their lunchbox actually. If you put a like frozen little juice in there or whatever, and they can take it and they can do it in their lunch, they can have it for breakfast, after school, whenever. And it's a
good.
great healthy snack.
So we're building what?
We're building a fruit and yogurt parfait.
Yes.
These great little jam jars, you can pick these up. They're about $7 for 6 of them. Reusable, just throw them inside your dishwasher, sterilize them. Put your favorite yogurt in there. I like a Greek yogurt. This one happens to be sweetened with honey, so high in probiotics. It's great for their digestive system, everything like that. Now with all these antioxidants, with all these amazing berries and fruit. I don't know what your kids like, but I know the kids like berries, so I'm just gonna start.
This is 2 favorites at our house, that's for sure.
These are all favorites at our house.
So we can just toss them in?
Yeah, just toss them in as much as you want. And those berries, you know, great with yogurt, the creaminess versus the tartness a little bit from the blueberries. You know, if you can get these farm fresh in the spring, that's great. A few raspberries. I like the raspberries as well. And then, I don't know about your kids, my kids like a little granola on top.
A little crunch to it.
A little crunch to it, so just put a little bit of granola on it, Mike, and I'll let you finish those up.
All right, very good.
And then you just take this, seal it up, put it in the refrigerator. The kids can grab it, put it in their lunchbox after school, for breakfast, whatever, and boom, it's done. And you got a great yogurt parfait, healthy, gets a lot of antioxidants in their blood, probiotics in their blood, quick energy boost, and boom, they're done.
How long is this good in the fridge?
I think that's going to be good in the fridge for about 3 days. Now, if you want it, you know, because the berries, they're going to tend to deconstruct a little bit, especially raspberries don't have the longest shelf life at all.
Should I worry more about the yogurt or the berries?
The berries.
Okay.
Yogurt's going to be good.
Okay.
It's already been cultured, so that's going to be good.
All right.
So you can also, if you don't have sweetened with honey already, have a little bit of honey. Whether you get some local honey or you buy it at your favorite grocery store or whatever, you can use honey in it. Now, man, we did a lot of work with chicken, didn't we?
We did. And you have a tip that I'm almost 50 years old. I've never heard this, and it makes so much sense. Why didn't I think of this?
So what I like to do, because when you make chicken noodle soup at home, what happens to the noodles the next day?
They get all soft. They're in the soup.
And there's no juice left.
There's nothing in
There's
them.
no broth left. So what I do is I pre-cook the noodles al dente, boiling salted water, 7 to 8 minutes, follow the instructions on the package, and then I pour the soup over top. So it's kind of like deconstructed soup. Now we trick the kids. We're going to put a little bit of that kale in there because they need the kale. They need some green vegetables in their system. So a nice healthy bowl of chicken noodle soup.
Isn't it funny they'll eat vegetables in soup, but they won't just eat vegetables? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Now, Mike, we
gonna
got
slide
some extra time.
These pot pies came out wonderful, didn't they?
And you know what? We took a shortcut because of time savings, whether you want to use Bisquick on top or you want to use some kind of pre-done dough, a biscuit dough or whatever. Chicken pot pie, no peas for my case. Give that a taste.
All right.
You can keep these in your refrigerator. You can freeze them, pull it out, and then bake them. So 350, 375 for a few minutes.
Well, I'm on board with that.
You're on board with that?
Yeah.
That sweet Molnard corn in there? Isn't that great?
I love the biscuit on top. I'm going to be honest with
Especially in the wintertime, kids love pot pies. It's great, it's warm, it's comfort food. They're going to love it after school. They're going to love it for dinner.
So good. Thanks for having us in the test kitchen.
I love it. I love it. I love it because we all have that. You know, kids are going back to school. They're going to be haywire for about 2-3 weeks. The last thing we need is for them to be cuckoo over food.
That's right. And don't forget, if you've got games coming up downtown, maybe there's a game at YSU on a Friday night. Maybe there's a game Saturday with YSU. You don't have to go tailgate. You don't have to go bring all that stuff up to the tailgate. Well, come to the restaurant.
Come to Bistro 1907.
Come to the restaurant,
or if you're going
there.
to a concert, we're going to have the Oaxaca taco truck at the concerts.
You can't beat that.
You can't beat
and
that.
And people love the taco truck.
They love the
don't
taco truck. It's going really, really well.
Oh my goodness!
All right, everybody.
Are there any specials that you want to promote? Since we have
you know, we have fall coming up. We're going to be doing a little bit of a menu change, and we're going to be offering a lot more vegan dishes and a lot more gluten-free and keto-friendly dishes.
This is great for parents that have they're on the clock. Did you ever have activities after school or anything like that?
Tap, jazz, ballet, 2 kids.
There you go. It's a never-ending cycle.
It is.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, thanks, Mike.